Hey everyone, me Kevin here. Welcome back to another live stream as we get ready for the market to open in the next 90 seconds. The market will be opening. I want to quickly mention before the market opens that, keep in mind, we've had some pretty crazy, 11 months of to the moon in the market. And it's never a bad idea to consider having at least a little bit of your margin paid down if you're trading on a margin. Surprisingly, margin debt in the United States isn't substantially high at historical records or anything. It's if anything, it's relatively low given the crazy run we've had in stocks. And it just kind of goes to show how much more wealth is in the system and how much of this money has been printed. My goal is really to stay under 20% margin. It's a good recommendation that I like to share. We'll take a look at what's going on in the markets today. I'm super excited to see what's going on. I want to give you a quick update on actually a couple things. The Ocugen and Zom and Clever. Those are some of the things that we were talking about yesterday. But the market is going to open in about a minute here, so I want to get ready to hop on over and see what's going on in the market. But I did close my position yesterday in Ocugen. I sold at, I want to say it was like 1560 or something like that. So I didn't sell way at the top. I said I would sell when I got to 15. But I kind of missed that because I was eating lunch. It ran up to like 18, and then later it started falling, and I'm like, okay, I'm out at like 1560. So on that 25K purchase yesterday, I ended up making like $7,900, something like that. That was pretty. I feel like a pretty nice day. But anyway, market is about to open. So let's tune in to CNBC and watch it open here.
All right.
Oops, wrong one. There we go.
Thought of it a military problem. It's really a problem about American industry. And David, you can't just throw up foundries. They take a huge amount of time. If you think that the shortage is real, Five Material is going to report, Lam Research is going to report, KLA.
I always love the bell. You gotta love it. Okay, let's hop on over to Webull and see what's going on today. So we've got it's a little bit more of a red day today. Yesterday it's kind of like 60% red today. Yesterday the market was really like like green, like everything was green yesterday. It was crazy. But I wanted to mention that I looked into Clever a little bit, the Colombian cannabis company. And I have to say, I'm actually really impressed. Colombia has gotten rid of a lot of their rebel problems that they used to have, like the FARC back in 2016 and in 2017, I believe it is. They basically really started incentivizing businesses to get into marijuana growing. They're over at the equator. They got like 12 hours of sunlight. It's really amazing. So it makes sense that you have cannabis distributors and manufacturers, or I guess growers, this is the correct word, in Colombia. Really incredible. And, all of Latin America has kind of, there's talk that all of Latin America has really had like a lost decade over the last 10 years. But I don't know if I believe it. Colombia is actually doing pretty surprisingly well. Excuse me. All right, so let's take a look here. Look at this GameStop sell-off. This is an issue. I want to make this clear in case I haven't made it clear in the past before. You might really, if you got profits in GameStop, consider taking some of your profits. Here's just another day where we're starting with some big red candlesticks. And don't get me wrong. Look, I love the whole diamond hands. I'm diamond handing the couple option contracts or whatever that I have, but that's such a tiny part of my portfolio. If you still have like nice profits here and that's life-changing money for you, nobody's going to make you feel bad for taking a profit. So CCIV, look at this. Look at that sell-off here on CCIV, 7%. All of a sudden, this thing's just blowing up and selling off here. It's sometimes you see this because I don't think we have any news catalysts, but what I'll do is I'll go ahead and pull up, we'll do Q&A as well, of course, but I'll go ahead and pull up the Bloomberg terminal. CCIV is that rumored SPAC merger with Lucid Motors. Really going to be a phenomenal company. I think a decent competitor to Tesla. Certainly, I call it the American Neo. To have sell-offs like this, though, not uncommon, especially since it just ran up from like $22 a share to, what it's at now, 30 something dollars a share. So not terribly uncommon to have that at CCAV. Not super worried about that, especially on these no news days. So not a surprise. Okay, let's go ahead. We'll pull up the Bloomberg terminal too, though, so we have that just in case there's anything we want to look at or any news comes through. Look at this. Yeah, actually, it looks like we've got we get some upward pressure here, but GameStop really just pushing down even more. They're going down to 12% now. It is sad, and part of this I actually think is because Jim Cramer this morning was bagging on GameStop a bit, suggesting, hey, look, who's going to go to a store to buy something these days? You buy your games online. Oh, you want to buy an Xbox or a PlayStation? Well, they're all sold out, so you're not buying them at GameStop anyway. I don't know. I mean, Jim Cramer he's got a lot of power on these markets, and sometimes I think that's what you can find out. But yeah, I definitely I saw CCAV dropping. I'm holding. Yeah, I'm right there with you. I totally agree with that. I'm definitely holding. I've got a massive position in CCAV as well. If you are trading CCAV, I think CCAV is the kind of stock that you want to hold at least until the announcement of like the official announcement. Although that's rumored, right? Like there are two things that can happen. I think there's like a 15% chance the merger doesn't get announced, and then the thing's going to evaporate. It was like 60% will be gone pretty fast. So you want to keep that in mind too. But if it does happen, who knows how much is priced in? But a lot of people think there could be some really nice upside. Obviously, we will see. But that's overall a company too. I'm not trading CCIV. I'm not in that one to try to swing it, especially if it pops on a merger. I'll have way too many gains, and I hate paying taxes. Now, don't get me wrong. I took some profits, obviously, yesterday on the swing on Ocugen, but I went into it with that strategy, and that's something I talk to course members about regularly, even in our live streams or in our lectures, is that you got to go into a stock with a strategy. Because if you go in to something like, oh yeah, I'm going to diamond hand this, and then it turns red, and then you're like, oh crap, I got to sell. You're just tricking yourself. You're screwing yourself the way you're investing. If you go into something like, okay, I'm going to get in, make a couple bucks and get out, then do it, So that's totally okay. All right. So there we go. Okay, perfect. Now I can get the comments up a little bit easier. There we go. One of the monitors was certain. EXPI. Well, let's see what EXPI is doing today. EXPI, folks, game changer of a company. And Wall Street still does not understand EXPI. Let's go pull it up over here. Where is it? EXPI, what are they doing today? Oh, Enphase back over 200. I told you it'd go over 200. EXPI. Okay. So up about 2% again today. A little bit of down. No, look at that volatility. Wow, just must not be a lot of volume. I guess not really. Oh, wow. In the pre-market, there was like no volume. But anyway, $153. I mean, wow, incredible. And the fact that it's still green after yesterday's run up of like 11% that we had on EXPI yesterday, just crazy. But this is a long run hold here. It's kind of the same thing I mentioned yesterday. I would hold EXPI long. I love that one. Yeah, I'm gonna hold CCAV. I think Kevin should take on Jim Cramer. I appreciate you saying that. Talon Metals Tesla deal price is skyrocketing. Let's take a look at what we could find out about this. Sometimes it's a little. I have to say the materials sometimes I get a little confused in because you hear these rumors and sometimes they can be really short trades. Talon Metals. What's the TLOFF? It's an OTC stock. Actually, I don't know if it's frozen or if it just hasn't. It's like a 50-cent stock here. I don't actually see anything on a connection to Tesla here. Just doing a quick Google here. I might have to dive into that one a little deeper, so I might want to write that one down. What else did I want to talk about? Oh, I wanted to talk about Shift. So let's talk about Shift here. Let's get our Weeble back up here. Where's Shift today? What's Shift up to today? So Shift is what? Come on, another 10%. So all right. Here's the thing. Shift Technologies, used car seller. They report earnings in 2 days on February 11th. The last time they reported earnings, they pissed off Wall Street really hardcore. So I think because of that, expectations are potentially on the low side. No guarantees. They don't have a clear track record like other companies because they just SPAC'd last summer. There's a lot of risk in a company like that. But the valuation-wise, they're dirt cheap compared to Vroom, compared to Carvana. Dirt cheap company. I've got I just added to my position in this company at $10.36 or something like that. I added, I think it was $51,000 or whatever. It was like 5,000 shares, something like that. I added to my position in Shift. It's a hold for me. I think worst case scenario, the thing goes down to like $7.50. 25% decline sucks, right? That's like worst case scenario. But the upside is 2 to 3x over the next couple years. And we'll see what this next earnings does. The next earnings here, I think, could be could be a banger or it'll suck. What you're going to look for in these earnings is advertising spend's going to be up. I mean, these people have been doing TV commercials like crazy. But what you really want to look for is sales and margin on those sales. So how much? I mean, Carvana's got like I think they're making like $4,000 per car, which is insane. Shifts, I think last earnings report was like $700 profit per car. It was really, really low. But that's because they're a brand spanking new company and they're trying to get their act together. So we'll see what happens, or at least new public company. Will I cover Shift earnings? I think I will. I think that'd be fun. I really like the company and I believe in it. So any chance you do a video on options? Yeah. I plan to do a video on options in the money course, which you could use code HODL for. I'll probably do a video. I'm getting a lot of requests on, oh, look at that. Clever Lease. Yeah. Look at this kind of rallying here into the open. I like this. I want to understand the valuation a little bit more. I don't know if I would swing this. Let's try to understand this a little more. But yeah, I do plan to do some options videos and lectures, which I don't do right now. But I do plan to add that. So at least you get my theory on it. So Clever Leaf stock. So here's a stock that's got a market cap. Wow, this is a tiny company. 151. Let's look at the earnings. Clever Leaf. Investor relations. So this I have not done yet. It's very preliminary research that I've done here, but let's see what latest filing we can get here. All SEC filings, S1. Oh, they just published their S1. This is where you're gonna know if they've got dilution going on too, or when the dilution comes. So this is from. I mean, I don't necessarily want to go through an earnings report here on a live because they can be a little boring. But let's just see if we could pull revenues really quick and just look at what we got here. So pro forma revenues, great. Yeah. So it's very, very early stage company. They SPAC'd. Okay, here we go. What do we got over here? So for the year ending 2019, so this isn't 2020 yet, they had, what do you got here? Thousands. So they had $8 million in revenue. Tiny company, right? And look at the cost of sales. Really expensive. And oh my gosh. And they lost 36 mil. So they had a net loss of 45 mil for Clever Leaf. This is interesting. This I think would or here, after they had some other adjustments here, they're down 39 mil. Lot of money going out the door. I mean, I know they're growing like crazy. I think they're expanding to like 200 acres or something like that. Let's see if I'm surprised they don't talk about acreage in their S1 filing. But yeah, this is such an early company here. You get the dilution too. Do we have dilution? I'd have to dig a little bit more for it. So interesting company. I'm not ready to dive into it. Maybe is it a potential trade? I don't even know. Obviously, it looks like it's got some momentum right now, and so does Sundial. so Sundial, I have to say, I was looking at this thing when it was like 40 cents, and I'm like, oh, look, a 40-cent stock. Now it's $1.40. Pumping up here as well. Let's see. Can you explain why there's Fast and Furious 9 coming out? Why there is? Jeez. Microvision jumped again. Did it? Is it up again today? Oh yeah, look, it's up again 5% today. That's crazy. Yeah, I'm up. I'm right there with you, man. I think we bought at the same time. What are you? Cost basis like 750 or something like that. I think that's what mine is, like 720 or something like that. I honestly think it's mind blowing. I'm gonna look on the Bloomberg terminal right now because I think the I think Microvision's play is patents, and patents aren't that exciting in my opinion. Patents are something you can you can really you could really either get into patent litigation for 2 or 3 years, or somebody ends up copying your product and changing one little thing, and it makes no difference. But I'm just gonna see if I can pull the news really quickly on it. So let's see here. I think if I press this button, no, I gotta press this button. Oh yeah, okay. You get a little bit more of a side view here. Social media volume and options surge. I should have pulled this up on the laptop, but I didn't. Social media postings about Microvision increased in the past half hour. Earlier, trading in the company's options rose 4 times the 20-day average. People are going nuts for Microvision on social. That's a potential trend there that you could catch on for trading. Yeah, even what is this? Yeah, so on February 2nd, social media volume quadruples on Microvision. So ticker symbol MVIS. A lot of action there. But in terms of like actual news, I don't really think there is any. Call to put ratio is 8-1 right now on a Microvision. That's crazy. Wow, Microvision up 30% in 7 weeks. Trading volume triples. Lot that. There you go. I mean that's potentially something that's tradable. Just with the activity that we're seeing in Microvision, it's crazy. Up 4% right now. But again, I just don't know why. That's one of the things that frustrates me a little bit about Micro. I don't know why. Shift, on the other hand, I think they're moving up because of earnings coming up, and that makes sense. When you've got earnings coming up, people get excited. Somebody here says they bought Microvision at 5.9. Congratulations, that's awesome. Microvision has chips in the Microsoft Hololens. What's that for? Let's look at that right now. Microsoft Hololens. All right. Well, let's see. Is it the Holo? It says Hololens. Microsoft Hololens. Oh, this is fancy. Let's take a look at this. Okay. So the Microsoft HoloLens, under some fancy project name here, tracking technology can trace lineage to connect. Okay. So is this like a VR? Oh, yeah. Here. Mixed reality, augmented reality, head-mounted display. I mean, that's kind of cool. Introductory price, $3,000. That's crazy. So, I mean, that's a while from mainstream, huh? But that seems pretty fun as of 2016. So it's been in production for a while here. And you say Microvision has some work going on with this, huh? I'd love it for something like this to go mainstream. And this will in the future, but I just don't know if we're there yet. So apparently maybe there's a connection with this, but again, a lot of and that's one of the problems with Micro is a lot of experimental. Microvision. Here we go. HoloLens. Microvision. Teardown shows Microvision inside HoloLens 2. Oh, look at that. Here's a May 2020 article. That's cool. So $7,700 spent to find the Microvision name inside the HoloLens 2. Oh, that is so cool. Look at that. I mean, that's pretty cool. That is really cool. Yeah, there it is. Ticker symbol MVIZ on the chip. Oh, that's super cool. Nice, nice. It is good to see that. Some productivity over at Microvision. I like that. So let's see. I did get rid of OCGN. Yeah, I think it was like 5 or 1560 or something like that. Looks like Clever and Sundial moving a little bit here on the trading screen. Both of them pushing. And there's been a lot of excitement, honestly, for cannabis. See even Aurora Cannabis moving up here. 9%. These guys sold off not that long ago. I mean, if we go back to, let's go to day over here. These guys sold off dramatically not that long ago. We go back to, I want to say it was just a couple weeks ago. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, it was $10. It was $10 on the day of the Robinhood debacle. Now it's $16. Aurora Cannabis just exploding here. So what's going on? What else do we have here? Let's see. Clever jumped. Simon Property Group. Wow. Oh, yeah. I meant to do a video on this one yesterday, but I didn't do it. So I want to mention that here. So this is the GHVI, so the Gores 6 SPAC. This is the Matterport SPAC. Meant to do a video on this yesterday. Didn't do it. Probably will do that today. Will cannabis maintain these prices? Yeah, that's a good question. I think there's a lot of hope that the Biden administration will be more interested in some reforms. POWW, the ammo. Yeah, wow, ammo up 3% again today. But whether or not we actually see cannabis reforms will be very interesting. I don't know if we will. Right now they're so distracted with COVID and stimulus relief. Who knows? So let's look at the losers right now. So GameStop still suffering here. GameStop down 11%, just sort of trying to recover on the day here. We've got AMC down another 10%. It wouldn't shock me, and this isn't to try to insult AMC, but it just wouldn't shock me to see AMC drop down to back probably the $4 range. The mid $4 range is not unreasonable. It might be able to stabilize there. FCEL, I'll take a look. I'm up $5,000 on Shift from buying yesterday. Thanks, Kevin. Well, I appreciate you saying that. Hopefully, look, I want it to stay up, and look, sometimes I want stocks to go down so I can buy them cheaper. But with Shift, I need some love on Shift. Shift has been something that I bought it after their last earnings. So this will be the first earnings that I actually own it. And I'm very excited to see what happens. Very, very excited. But yeah, okay, let's look at what we're going to look at. We're going to look at FCell, right? Let's see. FCell stock. So what do we got here? We have a blank screen of loading. While this loads, let's take a listen in here for a second. Let's just see what it's talking about.
Secondhand smoke. If you can smell the smoke in the back at the front of a restaurant, then that's the same kind of exposure you might get from someone who has COVID in your restaurant. So I think we should wait a little bit longer. I love restaurants. I support them.
All right, going back to restaurants here, Jim Cramer. So this is FCell. FCell is fuel cell. This is a hydrogen, isn't it? Let's see here. Oh, that run on natural gas and biogas. See, I don't know much about this one. Let's take a peek at this. Let's try to understand what this company does. So let's see. Why don't we go ahead and start with where do we want to start? Fuel cell energy. Is this FCell? So you got to verify. Sometimes companies have such similar names. You want to make sure you're looking at the right company, That was a pretty good analogy. I agree with you here. That was a good analogy that Jim Cramer had there. Secondhand smoke traveling through like COVID. Yeah, it's not bad at all. So, okay, so it is a hydrogen play as well, which makes sense because their company's fuel cell. High purity hydrogen. I just don't know that we're close yet on hydrogen. I think hydrogen is a 2030 issue. Now, I mean, that's from a fundamentals POV. But when you look at, is this FCell? Fuel cell energy, yeah, it is. But when you look at Plug Power has done so well. It's given such enthusiasm to these other hydrogen plays that from a social point of view, it almost makes sense that these guys are going up. Then again, $9 billion. Wow. 301 employees. I mean, just explosive growth since the election, really. I mean, this has, you know, more than 10x here since the election. Absolutely incredible. I mean, what an amazing play this has been since the election, and so is Plug, really. You know, in terms of, you know, let's look at what the trends data has been like on these guys. FCell, but what a play! Just be careful looking at a company that has had a big run. And suggesting that it might continue to have this massive run. So we've had some peak search volume before. We actually had a peak right after the election, about 3 weeks after. But then we re-peaked here 2 weeks ago after Biden started talking more about infrastructure and sustainable energy, of course. 30 days down a little bit. We'll see what the latest searches are like since we're only up to the 6th. But very interesting. I don't know that FCell, we'll put them into the Weeble here, that I would jump in with how lofty it's been so far. But I mean, good for them, really. FCell, yeah, what a run that one has had, huh? What a run! Super exciting to see that these sorts of runs. What's N? Is that an OTC stock? What is that? NMGRF. FCell is the main point is carbon capture with Exxon. So it's kind of like a GEVO, huh? Like where you're capturing the carbon offsets to turn them into biofuels, huh? That's interesting. So FCell, Exxon, biogas. Let's see. Oops. Bio. Let's see if we can learn something here. Okay. Exxon Fuel Cell Energy and Fuel Cell Energy expand agreement. So this looks like a press release here. Let's see. Signed a new 2-year agreement to further enhance carbonate fuel cell technology for the purpose of capturing CO2 from industrial facilities. The agreement, worth up to $60 million, will focus efforts on optimizing the core technology, overall process integration, and large-scale development of carbon capture solutions. Fascinating. ExxonMobil is exploring options to conduct a pilot test of its next-generation fuel cell carbon capture solution at one of its operating sites. Fuel Cell Energy proprietary technologies uses carbonate fuel cells to efficiently capture and concentrate carbon dioxide streams from large industrial sources. Too complicated for me, honestly. I don't get it. They got some cool diagrams here. And that's from a fundamentals point of view. I mean, maybe we could trade it, right? But from a fundamentals point of view, I mean, that sounds cool, but I'm stupid about it. So 500 megawatt coal plant emits 3.6 million tons of CO2 per year. The equivalent production of 685,000 cars annually. Got it. Okay. And so you add some kind of capture facility here. Got it. Captures 90%. I mean, this is fascinating. Oh, look at this fuel cell capture. A flue gas from the coal plant is routed into the fuel cells, which then concentrate and capture the CO2. Fascinating. The coal plant remains at full power while fuel cells capture CO2 and destroy approximately 70% of the emissions. Wow. Yeah. I mean, fascinating. How to value something like this? No idea. No idea. Someone here says, Shift is making up for my losses in GME and AMC. Thanks for sharing the research. Well, I appreciate that. I hope it holds firm for us. The AMC, GME, I'm devastated about them, right? Like AMC, GME. I want these guys to win. But unfortunately, I think the problem is you have a very decentralized movement now. The movement was so heavy on it's GME, for weeks and weeks, and then it splintered off into AMC. But now it's everywhere. Now it's back to Palantir, and it's at other things. So very interesting. Congratulations, Yang Boy, for having FCell. So it was a penny stock. look into BILI. Yeah, I mean, look, don't get me wrong. I can't say anything bad about the company. They've done phenomenally, right? You can't say anything bad about a company that has done so well. BLI, what is this? Video game publisher. Video game publishers, these guys, it all comes down to games. You know, what new exciting hypes games they're coming out with. I mean, look at Take-Two Interactive. I think they announced no new games or whatever, and their stock fell. Look at that, down 6% over here. Last 5, yeah, kind of just fell off a cliff here a little bit. Kind of flat since December. Let's go to a year. But I mean they're up, since August 20%. I mean, kind of marginal relative to how everything else has been. Still holding my GME and AMC at 13. All right. Open Door. I'm not as jazzed about Open Door as I am about Redfin personally. Look at Sundial. Sundial's moving today. Where'd it go? Oh, wait, here it's under all stocks. Oh, look at that now, 16%. Yeah, this one has just kind of been moving up since the open. It's really incredible. I think there's a lot of momentum in Sundial. This might be one where you look for a momentum trade. But I mean, Sundial's just been on a tear for so long. You wonder how much longer can Sundial go, right? So let's zoom out a little bit here. So actually, I'm sorry, zoom in because we're on the day. Sundial has been on a tear since looks like about the Robinhood debacle, January 28th. So January 28th, you got Sundial sitting here at a close about or an open. Let's go with an open price of 65 cents. It's literally been straight up since there. I wouldn't be surprised if today we hit like 1.6, 1.7 on Sundial. We could hit $2 before this thing sells off. I mean, there is so much momentum on Sundial. Let's type Sundial into the Bloomberg terminal and see what we've got going on there. So let's see here. If I do SNDL into the Bloomberg, equity, here we go. SNDL news search, Sundial. There we go. Okay. Sundial, let's see. Investor Place, why the parabolic rise in Sundial stock may not last. With GameStop's collapse, Sundial Growers is much riskier. Sounds like you got some negativity in the articles, but those are just the headlines. And sometimes you almost want to invest like the opposite way from these headlines. And I don't only like looking at red dials or headlines. Buy True Leaf Cannabis, not Sundial Growers. Seems like anyone who's writing about Sundial is not happy about Sundial. Just assuming we're looking at the titles here, which should definitely read the darn things too. Let's see. Motley Fool has a piece. The 209% gain nobody saw coming. That's incredible. Sundial. Few, if any, industries have been hotter in recent months than cannabis. This is true. Cannabis has been explosive. Even just, again, the last 2 weeks have been so incredible for cannabis. With Canada having waved the green flag on recreational pot in October of 2018 and 36 states having legalized marijuana to some degree in North America, we've been witnessing a clear separation between the haves and the have-nots in the cannabis space. Wow. Sundial Growers is suddenly the most popular stock. Through the past weekend, the marijuana stock Sundial Growers was higher by nearly 550% over the last 3 months. On the investing app Robinhood, Sundial clawed its way to the number 8 position. Oh my gosh. Ahead of winners like Amazon, Disney, and Microsoft. Yeah. I don't know that you can really trade Microsoft these days. Okay, the 209% gain should terrify Sundial holders. Why? They think that maybe Sundial has been selling stock and converting its debt to equity at an alarming pace. I mean, that's not necessarily a horrible thing. I mean, I think that's a good thing. That actually sometimes helps with the fundamentals, right? Thoughts on API for exposure to Clubhouse. Yeah, I don't know. I'll think about that one. But yeah, Sundial, just looking at it from a social movement, I'm going to go back to the trends chart here. Let's go to trends.google.com. Sundial. Let's go back here. So interest, let's go past 30 days. I'll share the screen here. So certainly, okay, so we get a little bit of a collapse over when it comes to the weekend, but it'll be interesting to actually see the trend chart when it comes back for Monday. I'm sure it's going to be way up for Monday and Tuesday. Just a matter of how high it goes. And people are also looking at yeah. So it's funny. Related searches for Sundial or Nokia, GameStop, and CCIV. I love it. CCIV, of course, having a little bit of pain here recently. Oh no, it's recovered a little bit. It's actually recovered since the opening. Only down 4% right now. But that's okay. Yeah. What's not recovering though is GameStop, still down 12%, with AMC down 10% as well. So let's go back to the chart here. Let's see here. Let's listen for a moment here. Let's see what's going on.
Capital founder and chief investment officer. Jethro, thanks for being with us today. I realize stocks are taking, or at least the Dow and the S&P are taking a little bit of a breather here. But in general, a lot of talk about that reflation trade being back in focus as we've seen rates move higher. And not only that, but the steepening of the yield curve. How do you play that? Do you think it's here to stay?
Hi, thanks for having me on the show. I mean, first of all, I think with regards to the rise in interest rates, as you said, like the markets have continued to do well for a number of reasons, which is, often.
We get it. Yes, the Fed is printing money. We got it. So Sundial and Clever, both, and look at Gevo coming up again. I mean, this is just, here's another biofuel stock, right? This is like, Gevo's really kind of like your, I feel like your fuel cell without the fuel cells. A biofuels company here. I still think for biofuels as a long run holder, we're 10 years away on biofuels. But I mean, let's go to the minute action here. And this is just a stock that has literally gone from $5 to 14 now. I mean, it's almost 3x. Absolutely incredible. That's but this one's been running for a while, so it makes you wonder, how much longer does the Gevo have in it, so to speak. Let's look back here. When did Gevo really begin? So mid-January here. Yeah, okay. So I would say around Jan 15th. So this one's kind of been running and on people's radar here for 3 weeks or so. Doesn't mean it can't keep running. That's just an incredible move over at Gevo. Shift up 7%, outpacing fuel cell right now. Simon Property Group is over 100 again. Wow. EXPI up 5%. Gotta hold that one. Gore's holding. This is like you hold this one forever. That Matterport SPAC. So good. Microvision sold off a little bit here in the day. Plug Power moving up with trying to get back to $70. I've got a good video on Plug if you haven't seen it yet, by the way. You can just type into YouTube, Meet Kevin Plug Power. Let's see. Redfin, are you kidding me? Redfin keeps... How is Redfin at $90? Oh my gosh. I've been pitching that stock most heavily when it was around like $25, $29 a share, like low 30s. But definitely bought some when it was $10. And it's so weird to think that Redfin, like, it's not even a sexy stock, is up 9x since then. And it just keeps running. Redfin, to me, is the favorite over Open Door and Zillow. We'll see. Redfin, Open Door, or Zillow and Open Door trying to innovate. See how they do. We'll see. What's losing again right now? So Zom, GameStop, same thing here. So nothing new here. Express, CCIV. Yeah. No, nothing super new here. So what else do we have here? Who's shorting Rocket? Yeah, the short positions on Rocket Mortgage are really high. Afria. I don't know much about Afria. Let's see what I don't actually know much at all. Afira. Is that how you say it? Oh, it's not even gonna load. Am I not plugged in with Ethernet over here? What's going on, mister? How can I stream but not be able to load a Google search? That's a problem. Afira. Oh, it's another cannabis play. Oh, it's a Canadian cannabis play. Aha. Yeah, there's so many Canadian cannabis plays right now. It's incredible. Wow, 16% today. Why is this one all of a sudden running? It's coming up on a triple here since January. It's really been running up recently. That's interesting. So let's see. Oh, is this a merger? Let's understand what's going on here. So here's the Seeking Alpha. Since the merger was announced last December, Tilray shares have detached from the merger price and are trading at a 30% premium. Merger arbitrage is best played through paired. Okay, long after and short term. Okay, this is arbitrage between two stocks. I just want to learn about one right now. Let's see if we can get. Okay, we got let's look at a neutral here. That's from January 10th. Let's look at a neutral breakdown here of this stock. So Afria is overpaying for Tilray. Okay, so they're comparing. So, like everyone, I have biases, but I try to be explicit about them. So I'm going to lead with that. It all started in Canada. I've had a totem pole of the Canadian cannabis companies. Okay, a totem pole. I've never heard somebody refer to a multitude of companies as a totem pole before, but I like it. All right, so what's going on here? Afria would also be acquiring $438 million in convertible note liabilities. Okay, so everybody's comparing this company to Tilray. One of the problems in analyzing this merger, Tilray. I don't know enough about this to talk about this right now, honestly. This is a tough one, especially when they're comparing two companies that I know very little about. But let's look at trends for this. Let's jump on over and just see what's going on. Let's compare the trends of this company and Tilray, since obviously everybody's comparing the two. It'll be interesting to see. So let's look at Afria, okay, and then let's look at Tilray. Let's compare these trends here. Almost exact over the last 30 days. Let's go 90 days. Oh my gosh. These companies track perfectly. It's hilarious. Oh, wait. So are they merging together then? Oh, they're merging. That makes sense. So they're merging. Okay. So that explains why. So they're merging together. I got it. Okay. So they're two separate. Okay. Got it. A lot to understand here. So Tilray and okay. I got it. So you have two ticker symbols and they're merging. So you could buy Tilray or you could buy this company. That's fascinating. Let's see what they're doing today. So Tilray is up 21% on the day right now. Yeah, let's go to the Google Maps or what am I trying to say here? Let's go over here. Let's do this. Let's compare this. An easy thing you can do, by the way, and I don't know anything about those two companies, as I've mentioned here, but something, oh, they got rid of that. Okay, Google Finance. I want Google Finance for a sec, because they have a nice comparison tool that you could do here. So this is Afria, and then they have a comparison tool, Tilray. And we can go to 1 year. And so it looks like Afria has gone up 422% in the same period of time that Tilray's gone up 127%. But recently, probably since the merger was announced, they've really been tracking together here. Interesting. Wonder when they're merging. Yeah, lot of things to consider here for these companies. Wow, look at this. Afria strengthens leadership position in Germany. That's another thing. I saw that Clever Leaf Holdings, they're pushing sales of cannabis, especially medical cannabis, medical marijuana in Germany as well. It's like Germany, Portugal, the United States, Canada. These are Colombia. These are like your cannabis countries. Oh, I guess I should mention like Amsterdam and well, the Netherlands, but I don't see them come up as much, ironically. There's so much to learn about these cannabis companies. And the thing with these companies is a lot of them are very small too. So you get these insane fluctuations. Let's just look at the market cap of this one really quick. This, for example, it doesn't even have a listed market cap. Fascinating. Let's look at Tilray. Tilray market cap. So Tilray stock 4.5, 4.9. That's a big market cap already, right? Oh, is it ready for a short squeeze? Let's look at what the outstanding short is. Let's pull up the Black app. So I'll just read it off to you because I pulled up the Bloomberg on this computer next to me here. But if anybody has questions, by the way, on short positions for companies, I can let you know. Just give me just say like short interest in something. OCGN, yeah, I did. I sent out an alert to course members that and I did mention that I would sell when it got to 15, but I did send an alert to course members. I sold it at like 15.80 or something like that. But I mentioned in the live stream yesterday too. I said, look at when you get a 200% gain or 180% gain on a stock or whatever in a day, it's not uncommon for you to have a sell-off the next day. But that could come back tomorrow. Like tomorrow could be another green day for that company. But it's not uncommon for the very next day to be big red. Okay, cool. Yeah, Rocket Mortgage is always like 30% short. I mean, I'll look at it, but I'm pretty sure it's like 30% short for Rocket. We'll pull it up here. I'm waiting for the Black app to open. It's really slow right now. So there's Gevo pushing 11% again. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, personally, for this next decade, and I'll go on record saying this. I think for the next, I shouldn't say decade, I would say for the next 5 years, I wouldn't be surprised to see a company like Shift outpace Gevo, which sounds crazy because Gevo is an energy play. But I'm talking about from right now on, right now. Because, we can't go back and go, well, Gevo's already tripled. That's already happened. That's in the past. Why is my Black app not loading? Come on, what's taking so long? Run the app. Okay, it's pulling up. Please wait. But I would say for the next 5 years, I wouldn't be surprised if there's a bigger move in Shift first. We'll see. Could be wrong about that. Yeah. And it's not to say that one's a better company than the other one. Wow, EXP up almost 6%. See, this one just went mainstream, or it's going mainstream. I don't even know. You know what we got to look at is while I pull up. Oh, here we go. I got it. Short interest. Okay, I want to look at this before I forget. I want to look at how many institutional buyers are buying EXPI right now compared to the past. I should have really pulled this up on the laptop, and I'm sorry I didn't, but I'm not going to change it right now because it takes forever to change. So let's find out. Okay, so what I'm going to do, well, first thing I can do is I can go here. So, can I turn this a little? Not like you could really see much of this anyway. But what I'm trying to find is, so EXPI is 6.48% short according to the Bloomberg. But what we want to know is we want to know about the insiders. How many institutions are holding this? And then I'll do the short interest here. Ownership summary. Let's see. And let's see how it's changed. Okay, so individual ownership of this company has been 45%. And institutional ownership has been 21%. Okay, let's go back in time. Let's go to last Monday. 21%. Oh, is that right? Let's see, 21% compared to now. That's a bit flat. I'm surprised with institutions. Let's go back 2 weeks to the 25th. Okay, so it's gone up a little bit more institutional holdings. It's been pretty flat, though. I'm surprised with the institutions. That's always good to look at that. Individual investors holding 45% of EXPI. Investment advisor. Oh, investment advisors have gone up. That could be because of the split. Yeah. We'll go to the last. And then we'll look at short interest. One more look here. Okay. There you go. Okay. All right. I mean, hey, fascinating. Lot of individual holders holding holding EXPI. I mean, 45%. That's big, and that actually almost still gives you an opportunity to have more hedge funds come into this. 5% hedge funds. Let me go back to December. Yeah, I mean it's gone up, but it's very individually held. Incredible. EXPI to the moon. All right, let's go ahead and look at some short interest. So somebody wanted to know about Rocket. Let's pull up Rocket. The black app is a little bit slow. Carrier drops on mixed earnings. I'm surprised that Carrier went down. I wasn't invested in that company, but that's a surprise. Okay. I don't know why our black app is so laggy today. Oh, anyway, let's look at the candlesticks here. Oh, here we go. So, okay, finally loaded. So 39% short on Rocket Mortgage. It makes you wonder, is it possible that there could be a short squeeze at Rocket Mortgage when they report earnings? I mean, 39% isn't like huge. It's no 140%, right? But let's look at GameStop. Let's see if that's declined. So GameStop's short interest. This app is a snail today, and I'm sorry. All right. While I wait for GameStop to load, let's see what's happening here. GameStop down 14% now. Gosh. It doesn't make me happy to see that, you know. It doesn't make me happy at all, but it doesn't come at a surprise. People are going to keep getting weak hands as time goes on, and the short interest has declined again. We're at 48% now, down about another 2% since we last checked. I think it was Friday. So short interest on BFT. You know, BFT is a SPAC. I don't know how many people short SPACs. That's actually a good question. Yeah, no, like nothing. 0.6%. Like, I don't think anybody shorts SPACs with how crazy SPACs are. You know what I mean? Like, nobody's going out of their way shorting a SPAC these days. It's just like, do you want to guaranteed lose money? Yeah, it's nuts. Yeah, I actually own a little bit of BFT, but I'm not so excited about. I'm not so excited about PaySafe. I think PayPal, Square, and them, they have a little bit more of a staying power. Oh, excuse me. All right. CIDM and Virgin Galactic. We'll look at those. I'm really surprised we haven't seen more of an institutional push into EXPI. It kind of makes me wonder if that means EXPI has even more legs. CIDM's only 2% short, and SPCE. Short interest gets updated every 2 weeks. I think the next update is actually today. I thought was another update. Virgin Galactic is 17%, 17.7%. Been declining a little bit. Let's see. Rocket Mortgage was 39%. Long story short, Canadian cannabis market was flooded with product because of an unorganized recreational legalization. Companies sat on unused inventory and prices went down. That's why they're short. Interesting. IDEX for short. That is, I don't know what AUVI is. AUVI. AUVI? Epis? Do they make EpiPens? Is AviQ the same as EpiPen? What is an EpiPen? It's like a different kind of EpiPen. The farm stocks are tough. So tough. 10% on the Ideanomics. 10.4%. Doge is crashing. Is it really? VGAC. Oh, I wonder what NGAC, by the way, is doing. So I did not love NGAC, and I didn't want to come across as bagging on it. That's down today. That doesn't make me happy because I don't want to see anyone lose money. But NGAC was a SPAC that was announced yesterday, And I sent out an alert to course members right away, within like 20 minutes of that SPAC announcement. I'm like, that's a no, hard no from me. And I posted a video a few hours later. But was not super jazzed about Ubiquity's at 353. Holy crap. When did it do that? I always thought this was like a $200 stock. Jeez, it has just been on a tear. I own Ubiquity, but that pisses me off because I want to own more of this company. This company is so good. Like, this is a hodl company. Some people say hodl, but it's debated. Hodl or hodl? UI stock. Just look at these returns, though. Okay, let's go September low. Okay, it's doubled. I mean, that's great. I mean, that is pretty good. Just recently, though, since January, 40% since the low in January. My God. Ubiquity, $22 billion market cap. Oh, my God. They're way bigger than I thought they were. Maybe it's because the last time I remember doing a deep fundamental on them was back when they were like a $9 billion market cap. VJAC. Oh, yeah. That is 0.6% short. So if it's a SPAC, people don't short these things. GME to the moon soon. I hope you're right. I'm not as optimistic as you, I think, unfortunately. Tilray is hitting $100. It has a short percent of 52% with only 129 million shares outstanding. This will short squeeze quickly. Okay. Let's follow up on your theory. Let's look at the S3 latest here. Tilray. I gotta know the ticker though. Tilray stock. Next time I'll pull up the term. You know what I should do is I should just plug another HDMI cable in here so we have the terminal. Although it would probably look pretty weird because this is a vertical monitor. Okay, Tilray. So maybe I just need to pull up the terminal here. TLRY. Let's see what that is. And then, you know what I'll do is I'll pull up. Let's see if I have more Bloomberg info on them too. TLRY. Okay, so the latest data from S3 partners, which is potentially a different estimate. This is not saying you're wrong. It's just from S3, is that they're 23.35% short, which is roughly half of what Rocket Mortgage is. I can't believe Rocket Mortgage is 39% short. People are, man, that company is so undervalued. I got to do another deep dive into Rocket Mortgage, honestly. It's that company has been flat since I bought it. I didn't buy much. I mean, relative to my portfolio, it's a fraction of a percent, but it's definitely one I've been paying attention to since they IPO'd. So let's see. Can I get a primer on Tilray? Probably not. Oh, can I? Oh, it's loading. Ooh, this will be exciting. I'll send this over to my iPad so we can look at it together. I'll pull that up if this actually loads. Oh, it's loading. Oh, I don't know why it's so slow today. Like, everything's slow today. Yet again, I can live stream in 1080p. One day we'll have 4K streaming. I think that's a few years out, though. Short interest on AMC. Oh, I'm happy to double check that. EXP. It's more like EXP. Yeah. Short interest on AMC. Yeah. What somebody says? $7 billion for Afria market cap. Thank you for that. Yeah, I don't know why that wasn't showing up. I do pay for the Bloomberg terminal. Yeah. Oh, cool. Oh, I have an intelligence primer on Tilray. Hell yeah. I'll let me send that over. Hold on. It'll take a few minutes. Okay, AMC is 15.4% short. They've been pretty flat for the last bit here. No real changes in the AMC short position. So, and then Tilray we said was 23%. So I want to learn. I do want to learn more about Tilray. It makes me interested. It doesn't mean I'm going to buy it, but I want to learn more. So we're going to do that. We're going to figure it out. We're going to figure it out together. We're going to do it live. Oh, all right. Here we go. Oh, okay. Well, no, this might just be one article. Let's see what this is. Okay, here we go. So let's learn a little bit about this. So here we go. I got this cool new fader thing too. Like, look at my thing. I like take this little bar thing and I can like slowly look at that. Oh, how cool is that? Look at that. Oh, I like this. I could do this all day long. This is funny. I could do it as slow as I want or as fast as I want. Oh, that's too entertaining. Okay, so let's look at what we got to learn about here. All right, so tobacco and cannabis global dashboard. Well, I don't want to invest in tobacco. Okay, let's see. Tilray's agreement with leading UK cannabis distributor Grow Pharma extends the Canadian company's competitive advantage in seizing international markets, we believe. Grow Pharma will import and distribute Tilray's medical cannabis products in the UK. Oh, that's good. UK sales outside of North America account for 17% of Tilray's revenue, higher than most of its peers. That's a big chunk. It's almost a fifth. Tilray's agreement on, and that's an update from today. Oh, that's an update. That's why it's probably up today. That's a good news update. That's why it went up in pre-market. Tilray's agreement on December 16th to combine with Canadian cannabis producer Aphria in reverse merger transaction will aid its pursuit of reaching new legal cannabis markets around the world. In our view, supported by increased production and distribution scale, that would make it a more efficient, formidable competitor versus smaller peers. Also, its expanded portfolio of medical and recreational cannabis products may enable it to reach new markets. Prior to the agreement, Tilray had been narrowing its focus on the international medical, Canada's adult use market. Okay, that was a mouthful. Okay, merger implications. So, yeah, because I don't understand what's going on with the merger. Aphria shares discount may be unwarranted. Oh, interesting. Okay, let's see here. The proposed Aphria-Tilray merger announced on December 16th highlights the keys to success for cannabis producers are distribution scale. That makes sense. Low production costs also makes sense. And portfolio breadth, so variety. We expect this combination to prod other producers into pursuing deals if they need to address any of these factors. Interesting. Aphria's share discount to the reverse merger exchange agreement may reflect market sentiment for higher bids emerging for Tilray, which view is unlikely. Okay, the offer for... Okay. All right, I mean, that gives us a little bit more insight into these companies. Interesting. Definitely going with the marijuana trend here. That I think all marijuana is up today. Let's do a look here again. I mean, certainly not as much. Let's jump back over. No, where did Aurora Cannabis go? Let's see. So, oh yeah, okay. The cannabis ETF. I mean, when the cannabis ETF is up 9.6%, that's saying something. Wow, EXPI just hit 160. Oh man, and the Matterport SPAC is up to 14.3. Whew, the Matterport SPAC is so juicy. I love that one. Glad I put some money into that. Lemonade up again. Oh my gosh, some of my favorites here. Shift went down a little bit here relative to the highs we've seen today, but everything weed is just up. Shocking. Let's put Aphria in here too, just so we could track it. So that's APHA is on here. Let's pop that in. There we go. Yeah, kind of tracking with Aphria or with Tilray here. You know what I would almost do if I were doing a cannabis play is I would just do like an M1 Finance, and I put together all of these things: Tilray, Aphria, the cannabis ETF. I think it's THC is it? THCX, I think. I don't know. You know, I don't think you could get Planet 13 on M1 Finance though, because it's an over the counter. That's another good one, Planet 13. But that's home bias, right? Here's a home bias play in cannabis. These are some movers and shakers over here. I mean, they've just been running for a while. Incredible. So, will weed prices drop? I think you mean the stock prices or the actual weed itself. I don't know. CNBC says Etsy, ATVI, and a couple of others are set to keep hitting all-time highs. You know, Etsy is one of my favorites. I've got a big position in Etsy. It's one of my largest. I don't think I've hit 7 figures yet in Etsy though. I want to. Should have bought more when it was lower. I knew it was going to go over 200 again. Now it's like 240 or something crazy. Oh, 230. Oh, look, it's selling off a little bit. Wow. EXPI now up 9%. That's cray-cray. Keeps going. Such a good company, though. Okay, let's see. Surprised you haven't mentioned Futu, the Robinhood of China. Futu is short-squeezed pre-Robinhood IPO, as Robinhood's valuation will trickle down. Futu. I'll look it up. I'll look at what the short is. Futu, and I'll pull it up here too. So many companies to look at. The hardest thing about investing is picking which companies to go heavy on. You know, because you could put, like, let's say you had, just to make math simple, $10,000 to invest. Like, you could put $100 on 100 different companies. And you could be like, oh, look, this one 10x. Oh, this one, 5x. That's great. But if you didn't go heavy on it, what good does it do you, you know? So trying to determine which ones to go heavy on is always such a tough thing. Okay, so Futu. Let's see if we can learn anything about this company. Futu on Bloomberg Terminal. I'll look at news too. It's a holding company, wealth management, online brokerage, enables individual investors to trade listed stocks, serves customers in the United States, China, and Hong Kong. Well, that must mean I'd be able to get it here, right? Diversification kills your alpha. There you go. Basically, the fancy way of saying what I said. I love it, though. Thank you for that. Wait, let's fade. Oh, that is so cool. Okay, let's see. Can I get the app? Futu app. Futu app. That'd be cool if you could get it. Futu. Trade stock and option. Futu Bull. Futu Bull? Is that like Weeble? Oh my god. It kind of is. No freaking way. Hold on. I'm going to show this. Let's see here. What do I have to do? Oh, that's inconvenient. I think I get rid of myself if I gotta at some point replug in these HDMI cables, but I'll just pull it up for a second here. It'll just be the app and not me. But look at this. Futu Bull. US and Hong Kong stock market. I mean, that's cool. It is kind of like a Weeble. Wow, but they actually have it here, so I could sign up for this. I wonder if you could get 4 free stocks for signing up with Futu Bull. Okay, so you're saying this company is public. Well, yeah, I mean, obviously it trades. Let's see here. Futu stock. Let's pull that up. So it's up 20% today. Oh, this thing has been going to the moon. Holy crap. It's like 4x. Look at this. And I've never even heard about this company. Look at this. So, I mean, this basically went from obscurity to moon. They have a market cap of $20 billion already. Oh my God. So large. Wow. Why is it up 20% today? I mean, this is just exploding. Let's look at trends data for this. That's interesting. Futu. Somebody says, be careful, Kevin. And somebody else says it's controlled by the CCP. Yeah. Did you guys hear? There was an article this morning about Elon Musk basically like bowing down to the CCP, but he does the opposite in the United States. Like hung up on the who was it? The I don't think it was the FCC. I don't know. No. The National Highway Transportation Board director or something like that. He's on the phone with him, hung up on him, like not happy about the SEC, right? Elon Musk just basically being a dick to the US government. But when it comes to the Chinese government, all hail the CCP. It was a funny article. He knows where the future is. Hey, you can't blame him. I mean, honestly, like there's not a day that goes by where I don't see people getting like arrested in China and for political dissidents. So you can't. Is my control button stuck? Oh, there we go. Yeah, it was. You can't blame the guy. He's doing the right thing. Was only able to sell on market order. What? CCP is sort of going after Tesla right now for quality control. Right. And that is why he's sort of, bowing down. Upcoming ARK ETFs will be space and mobility as a service. They're doubling down on crypto too. I binged Kathy Wood last night. Nice. Yeah, no, she's got some great ideas. Absolutely great ideas. So this Futu company, this is almost something like an app that I would want to try out, especially since it's public. I mean, it's like you can't get Robinhood, you can't get M1 Finance, you can't get Webull, right? So, Futu, okay. Things been trending up over the last 90 days, and we don't know if that's the app. Over the year, it's certainly blown up. Breakout search trends. Let me pull up some website analytics if I can really quick. Although it's sometimes tough to look at website analytics for companies with an app because you have to look at app analytics, and those are harder to come by. Let's see, Safari. Thanks so much. You made $90,000 on EXPI in one day. Jesus, how much did you put in? Oh my God. What did you do? Now I feel nervous. Like, how much money are you putting on this? It's more money than I made on it. I mean, good job. That's freaking awesome. Okay. Oh. Okay. Well, apparently I can't get into the website analytics right now. Oh, because my Chrome. That explains it. Got to get into Safari. Jeez, man. Tell me, what did you buy? Oh, like, did you buy options or how did you pull that off? Oh, Safari's not opening. That's why. There we go. All right. I'm trying to get the Futu website analytics, and it's taking too long. Let's see what CNBC says really quick in the meantime.
Morning, the energy sector, big oil and gas names like Cabot, Occidental, Exxon among the worst performers in that particular group. And shares of Technip FMC down more than 5% ahead of its removal from the S&P later this week due to its spinoff of Technip Energies. Morgan, back to you.
Josh Lipton, thank you. Well, Elon Musk again making headlines this morning, this time with SpaceX, saying its broadband satellite business will go public eventually. Musk tweeting, quote, once we can predict cash flow reasonably well, Starlink will IPO, but warning that the business will need to pass through a, quote, deep chasm of negative cash flow over the next year or so to actually make that financially viable. The possibility of SpaceX spinning off Starlink was first floated early last year by COO Gwen Shotwell, but Musk did shoot that down last March.
That'd be cool.
Shotwell in Bloomberg was quoted as saying that you were exploring splitting Starlink from SpaceX. Could you talk a little bit about that, why that would happen, and how you see both of these independent companies functioning, and just talk a little bit about that?
We're thinking about that zero.
We're thinking about that what?
Zero.
Zero?
Zero.
Not thinking about it at all.
We need to make the thing work.
So clearly they're thinking about it. SpaceX has now well over 1,000 of its small satellites in orbit. has been deploying them rapidly. We saw a launch last week, another scheduled for later this week. Beta service began rolling out last fall. It's quickly expanding to different geographies, both across North America and other parts of the world, like the UK. SpaceX disclosing in an FCC filing just recently that it already has 10,000 users. The company has said that building this constellation of tens of thousands of internet satellites could cost upwards of $10 billion, but that ultimately Starlink could be a $30 billion a year business, or to put that in context, about 10 times the size of launch services, so the rockets that actually launch these satellites. Still, huge risks, because as Musk has pointed out multiple times now, including last night in Twitter, every other company that has done this or attempted to do this has gone bankrupt, and that goes back to the 90s. Nonetheless, there is competition. We've got Amazon building out its Project Kuiper. AST and Science is going public via the New Providence SPAC, which is up just 40% since the start of this year. And OneWeb, which itself went through bankruptcy last year, is also reemerged from that restructuring process and a competitor. But of course, Amazon and SpaceX, Carl, getting into a bit of a turf war, if you will, about low Earth orbit just in recent weeks, as both of those companies build out their broadband satellite plans.
That's exactly what I was going to bring up with you, Morgan.
I feel like this would be such a cool company to invest in, right? If we could actually get into, either SpaceX or the link setup. Really, really cool. So, okay, I'm gonna. This Futu Bull is really interesting to me. It is a company that it's basically a Webull Robinhood that we can actually invest in, right? It's up 20% today. So we've got API is mooning. God. API stock. Let's see. API stock. What ticker symbol API is down a couple percent. But do you mean? Oh, well, yeah. Okay. Oh, I see what you mean. Over the last 3 weeks, it's doubled. Jeez, man. Incredible. What is stock API? Let's see. Yeah, I'll look at that in a sec. I want to look here though at this Futu Bull. Let's pull this up for a second here. So if I do, let's see. So, I have to enter my phone number. I downloaded it. I'm gonna try it. I'll let you know how it is. Maybe we'll do a review on it. But I have so many stock brokerages. It's kind of like, do we need another one? So, but I think it'd be worth trying, especially since it is a public company, and then maybe we could do a valuation on it. So, Mumu is the international version of Futubull. Jeez, man, it's just endless options here. Do I think that EXPI will crash? Somebody says in Discord, do I think that EXPI will crash after the split? It could. It could, because I think there's always going to be a lot of trader momentum that goes in right before a split. Super normal. Futu backed by Tencent. Huge. Short squeeze. Is there a short squeeze? Oh, yeah, somebody said that. Oh, yeah. 28.3% short. Robinhood IPO valuation will trickle down to Futu. Futu benefits from all this market volatility. Yeah, I appreciate that. That's a good share. This is so interesting. Look at this. This is so cool. Look at this. I feel like I'm in China right now. I mean, I can't read any of it, but it's really cool. Futu Hololens. They put their own stock up top. What do I do? I don't know. Let's see what it says about GME. GME. Oh, this is so similar to almost like a Webull. You get the order book on the right. I mean, it's almost like they just copy each other. Fascinating. I mean, I'm subscribed for level 2 quotes. That's the same as Webull. Profit ratio, average cost. It almost makes me wonder if Webull is the same company. Geez, we're down 18% now on this. That sucks. 18%. Dang, on the comments. Look, it's the same as Webull. It's literally the same freaking thing as Webull. Somebody copied somebody. They got the same little bar thing. This is, my God, this is so similar. News. Yeah, I probably need to change the language. Very interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure there's some way to change the language. Very, very fascinating, though. Just how popular this company has gotten, how quickly. But yeah, anyway, we'll go back to looking at the candlesticks instead of looking at the Futu app. It is the same. Is it the same company? Shut up. Is it? Because literally they look the same. Futu, Webull. Because it's Futu Bull and Webull. Webull is headquartered in New York, but owned by Fumi Tech, a Chinese company that is receiving backing from Xiaomi and other private equity investors. Okay. So what about Futu? They're all connected, aren't they? They probably are. Yeah, Sundial's been going up. Futu Holdings. Yeah, I mean, maybe they just copied each other. You know, they don't necessarily have to be the same. Largest investor of Futu is Tencent. Yeah, interesting. Subsidiaries. Moomoo. Oh, Moomoo is a subsidiary of Futu. No, is it? Yeah, no, it says that. Oh, endless. Crypto Theta. What does 4K streaming have to do with the Crypto Theta? There's so many altcoins. Theta coin. Yeah, it's so difficult to keep up with how many different coins there are. You know, let's see. This is ranked 25 on the coin market cap. $2.84. Yeah. One of Neo's no, so Neo had a car that was very, very expensive, but they I think they only sold like 8 of them or something like that. Yeah, they didn't actually sell a ton of them. So let's go ahead and jump on over. Oh, what are they saying about GameStop?
Companies are telling employees, see you in September. Robert Frank joins us now with the details. Robert.
Good morning, David. Well, the vacancy rate for Manhattan commercial space now.
Well, we don't really care about that. Okay, let's take another look here. So Tilray moving up again, up 34% now. Really incredible. I mean, it's just moved up another, 2 points, 5% or so since we last looked at it here. Futu pretty stable here. Gevo 8%. Lemonade. Wow, Lemonade moving up 7.5%. That's another big holding of mine. EXPI doing really well. The Matterport SPAC doing well. We got Shift with earnings coming up. Great. Microvision sold off a little bit here throughout the day, and so did Planet 13. Peloton's been trading pretty much flat. Nano Dimension pretty flat. We've got Tesla pretty flat. Let's see. Cannabis, though. Cannabis on a tear right now. I think it's almost as if there was a trend to pick up on right now, and who knows when it'll turn, but it might be cannabis. Cannabis it's something that's been a trend maybe for about the last 10 days now. Last maybe 6 trading days or so. Cannabis has really seemed to be on the up. Whereas everybody's dumping out of GameStop and AMC here. It's so sad to see it, but that's what's happening. Even AMC declining. It was like 9% when we started down, and now it's down again. What's CTRM? CTRM blowing up? Oh, yeah, Caster. We did see that. Yeah, 16%. All of a sudden, too. Look at this breakout here at the open, and then another breakout happening right now. Fascinating. No, incredible market. So, yeah, okay. Well, I think that's pretty good for the market open. I appreciate hanging out with you. A lot of things for me to look into as well. Check out the program's link down below. Use that coupon code HODL or HODL. I'll be live with course members in about an hour and 20 minutes, 10 minutes. But anyway, it was fun. Hopefully y'all like these. And happy to chat with you more in the future. Open Door, 8%. That should be Redfin. All right, folks. We'll see you next time.